Hi guys, welcome to the roast session for your weekly dose of heat, where we will pelt you with podcast and gaming videos. Follow us also on twitch.tv/the roast session. Hello guys, welcome back to the roast session. As always is your host Gabba, Yao, Lugo, and Stefan.
The artist formerly known as Stefan.
Today,
I always clap, so now it's the habit now.
Is that your version of like when they do like the cut?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I slap my thighs together because I've never been doing it with my hands.
They can't see us. You could have done an ass clapping joke right now.
It's my thighs.
Oh, okay.
It's my thighs.
They can't see us, so that adds to the mystery.
You have to use your imagination, folks.
Where no one knows how I look like. No one knows how any of us look like.
I'm gonna assume half of our subscribers are people that like personally.
Shut up.
Okay.
By the way, I hope when you guys watch these podcasts, you use them more as background noise. Not that I'd be offended or bothered, but I think it's a little weird if you're just staring at a still for like 40 to 50 minutes.
Or not as background noise, but like while you're doing something, like put it on in your car while you're driving, or while you're playing a game, or like reading or something. Just don't fucking open YouTube and just look at the shitty thing I made.
When we get a better high res camera, we'll let you know. We'll do videos. Sure.
Yeah, this camera's actually pretty good.
I might make an appearance. Maybe.
If anything, we'll just hold.
Yeah, I was gonna like wear a balaclava over his face. Like,
Can you Photoshop a still of Yao on top of Yao?
He can't. He can't move then.
I mean,
So the still stays on him.
No, it'd be even funnier if like it's a still of him and his hands are still going behind it.
it's kind of odd.
But anyway,
Just bring a toaster and say it's me.
a picture of a toaster.
Yeah.
Instead of that, and I wear a uniform. I have like a little uniform. You wear this, right?
I wear my hat every time I do the podcast.
Yeah, so they're missing out on some like.
Well, technically speaking, even when I'm streaming, I'm wearing the hat.
Oh, okay.
So that's your TRS costume.
I like the hat.
Costume.
I like to leave everything to the imagination, you know.
I think Yao
It's better than conceal
is a
than to
4'11"
reveal.
Asian man.
Yeah, man. With a name like Yao, what'd you guys expect? No, really.
I actually want like an artist to like draw what they think Yao looks like, or like draw what we all look like.
What they're gonna be like is like I didn't think any of those were real names.
Hey guys,
Thought they were all acronyms.
draw us, man.
I wonder how many people are gonna be like, I know he's black.
Right, but okay, let's
You
say
sound black.
let's say someone were to really draw us. Where would they even send this? Where will we receive this?
Send it to my P.O. box.
Like, let's say it's
the email is connected.
Well, the
to
email is
YouTube.
connected. Yeah, they can do it through there.
This is not a plugin. We're actually just talking about
Yeah, we're just talking about it. Like, what if one of these people are not the ones we know, and like just a random person that's happened to stumble on this? So it's like, you know what? I happen to draw really well, and I just want to draw these guys.
Someone just has a violent
Yeah.
urge to draw.
I want to draw, and then
If there are any like in practice or inspiring police sketch artists that listen to this, you just want to do a quick little jot, you know.
Don't do it actually.
We won't give you any of the details. Just off of our voice, know I'm like 8 foot and just handsome.
Yeah.
If you're 8 foot and handsome, you're like a freak of nature then.
I'm a robust black man.
You're not even like handsome at that point. You're a fucking freak, man.
And I hope there's one 8 foot man who's a fan and he's like, fuck Stefan.
He's gonna come
Oh, gorgeous.
He's gonna come and step on my ass.
I wonder how many people can associate the names with our faces.
That's
the names with our voices.
Well, apparently, I found out recently someone has favorites. We talked to a fan and they're like, "Oh, I love Stefan."
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Someone's
dude.
brother is a fan of me.
You're a fan.
Yeah.
F-A.
I have fans too. Gabs.
So in this episode,
He actually doesn't believe Gabs is in the podcast.
That was the worst part. I was like, "Dude, what about me?" He's like, "You're in it? For real?" I was like, I start the show every time.
It is me at all times.
You don't have enough presents.
Alright.
Yeah.
This isn't Christmas. Tell them.
Ooh, I like that pun.
I hate that pun.
you know.
But we're going really off tangent with this rant.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from.
I think it's that we're
Hey,
still bubbling.
that was a good moment of shooting the shit for a bit. But yeah, let's get into the main topic.
Let's get into the main topic. We are gathered here today, folks, and you already can tell. There's a title. There's a image.
Oh,
but we're here
breaking the immersion here.
We're here for Alan Moore's The Killing Joke. Batman: The Killing Joke.
The movie.
The movie. We have to specify that because there is a comic. I fucking adore this comic. You didn't read the comic. You can't say that. But this is one of DC's like #1 Batman titles. It's a standalone comic. And just real quick, a synopsis of the story.
Gabs is doing it because he actually read the book.
I actually brought it while we were watching the movie to reference everything.
I looked at it.
That is close enough to read.
I saw things.
So this is all Gab's expertise. This is all him.
Oh, I wouldn't call myself an expertise.
Nah, you're an expert.
Fanatic.
Don't be modest. Don't be modest.
I am Tim Drake.
Don't be a bitch.
But to sum up the story, the story revolves around one, Barbara Gordon becoming a paraplegic. Two, the Joker's. This is the Joker's best origin story, or the one that people
Gravitate towards the most.
Yeah, that they'll reference back to the most. It's the most, I guess, believable one, or the one we accept the most as his actual story. And also, above all, The Killing Joke is just, a good story. That's what this story's about. It's about good times for everyone. That's the comic, at least.
Good times for
times.
everyone.
It's big fun. But
yeah, big fun.
But the movie's a little different. The movie is... We're going to actually roast this movie in 2 parts. Because it feels like 2 movies just stitched together. And you could see the stitching. Like, you know exactly where the first part ends and the second part begins. But, so let's go over the first part. The first part falls entirely on Barbara Gordon. We have a little story about her. It's not her origin or anything like that. It's just Barbara Gordon being Batgirl. And having sex. Ooh. Dirty time with Batman. By the way,
for those who don't know, that none of that, the beginning of this movie is none of that's in the comic. This is just,
it's not even in there.
This is just something that's happened.
It was kind of obvious that wasn't in the comic.
Yeah.
You could tell if you read the comic. You can immediately. You'll be actually confused if you read the comic and you're watching this. You're like, this isn't The Killing Joke.
Yeah, for the first 40 minutes, you'd be really confused.
I didn't know we had the right movie.
Oh yeah, like since I brought the movie over, I played it and they were really confused as to if it was even The Killing Joke.
Again, I was looking at the comic, just going back and forth, just panning up and down.
Any of this.
None of this is here. Who is Paris Franz? But let's get into the first half. So the first half is just Barbara Gordon being Batgirl and an everyday adventure where she kind of has a stalker who is Paris Franz. How do you guys feel about the first half?
Well, Paris Franz is a handsome fuck.
He's a handsome villain. His superpower is his looks.
That and the fact that he's just so good at everything he does. He was just good at everything.
He was a decent fighter. He could hack.
He was a well-rounded criminal.
Yeah, like it's almost like I expected him to come back.
To be honest, I hope he's real in the comics. I really do, because he was so fun. Mm-hmm. Like in the beginning, like when they're hijacking the truck, he's just so calm and nonchalant about everything. Like his goon, his lackey, he's like, "What are we gonna do?" He's like, "Turn left."
Oh no! Oh yeah, he's
like, "Should we ditch the truck?" He's like, "How would you ditch the cops?"
Yeah, he had zingers.
He's like, "You think I didn't think of that?"
If anything, I hope he didn't. I hope he was like, "This is a good idea."
It's not your first car chase. He's just chilling.
Now I know you guys personally had a huge problem with the CGI, especially for that car chase, that truck. And
all the vehicles were CGI in this movie.
It looks like they were on rails the way they were driving around.
The animations were so stiff.
You felt like Code Lyoko had jumped in the.
It was kind of jarring because you go from the 2D stuff and it's like, let me hop into this CGI vehicle. I'm like, it doesn't even look like you're getting into it because it feels like they're on 2 different layers.
Well, how'd you feel about the drawing style of the movie in general?
It was decent.
It's a little bit better because Bruce Timm actually, I think, supervised some of the animation on this movie, so it looks closer to the Batman adventures, more like Justice League, I would say.
Yeah,
that's a good series. That's a good comparison too. I actually really liked it because I feel like it goes a lot with the comic. I know, I think it was Stefan who had you didn't like Joker's hair.
I didn't like. Well, there's certain things in this movie.
He's looking pretty Super Saiyan.
He looked like a
Yeah,
Vegeta.
his hair is spiked up.
He was a green-haired Vegeta.
But we can't even get into Joker because he wasn't even in the first half of the movie. I actually thought Paris France was Joker. I was like, I don't know what this movie
I thought he was gonna turn into Joker.
guys
I was gonna
were
laugh
like,
at Gabriel because he loves this book, and they were just gonna destroy it.
It's one of the best Joker stories out there. And I was like, I get, in The Killing Joke, like everyone knows this is where Barbara becomes a paraplegic. I was like, but don't do this to Joker.
No, the Killing Joke was that Paris France was the Joker.
I like
that would kill me. That actually,
it's a joke of the fan base.
Like
Joker, that was a Killing Joke.
Just like Joker, he literally cracks jokes while he's getting his ass beat. She's fucking him up. He's like, it must be that time of the month, and she just keeps beating him.
That's actually what I was gonna talk about when you said that would drive somebody to become the Joker getting beat up by Batgirl. Beat up by Batgirl.
I just like how the first fight between them, like he was destroying Batgirl, and the second one she just beat him like nothing.
The Edge, Barbara. The Edge.
Oh, Bruce, Batman's conversation.
You don't know what it's like to be on the edge.
The abyss. You don't want to travel to the abyss.
I actually didn't understand that sex scene. I know a lot of people had problems with the sex scene because they're like, that's not canon, but this is Alan Moore, and in both the animated series and in Batman Beyond, they strongly hint that happened, Batman and Barbara. So I didn't mind it. I just thought it was, I think, oddly placed.
It was really oddly placed.
Huh? I felt like that the sex scene on the roof with the gargoyle overwatching.
The gargoyle was like, oh, finally.
And we come to life.
On this
what
roof.
is going on here?
What? You always know that in like these movies or cartoons, when you're mad at each other, that means you guys want to bang.
Is that what?
You know what I really wonder?
That happens a lot. I'm just saying.
What I wonder during the movie,
people in traffic who want to fuck me. Then
he's just like, I love when my women flip me over.
Like movies like Hitch and stuff. They hate each other in the middle.
Oh, okay.
And they end up getting together at the end. That's just how people show their love for some reason.
Because I just thought it was odd when Barbara's talking to her like gay Liberian best friend, and she's like, "Yeah, he's a yoga instructor. I let him beat," and he's like, "Oh," and she's like, "But fuck him." I was like, "What is going on?"
You guys wonder during that scene, did Batman keep his outfit on? He's like, "No, you get naked."
Because he didn't show him in dress.
She just took off her clothes and he was just like, "I'm not. No."
I wonder, that utility belt that Batman has is pretty OP. I never thought ever in my life if it had condoms.
Brand condoms.
He expects the unexpected.
Did he go in Raw?
Nah, he has Wayne Tech Magnum condoms.
And Gordon's daughter, man.
Wait, he might have gone Raw. Batman, he has tech. He probably has that.
Imagine if that's how they connected the movies. He went in Raw and the Joker killed her, killed the baby when he shot her.
Whoa! What are you doing? What is this fan fiction?
No, I'm writing it. You guys can find me on DeviantArt. I'm writing this fan fiction.
But the first half of this movie, I liked.
It was entertaining.
It wasn't. That's what it. Yeah, it was.
I'm not gonna say it's super good, but it was definitely entertaining.
I felt like I was watching a filler episode of Batman Adventures.
Oh, definitely. I feel like they put it in because they need you to know who Barbara Gordon is, that she is background, her importance to the show or this comic.
It felt like a show. You could say that.
It really did feel like a long episode.
Yeah, it felt like a show. 2 episodes.
I think they also wanted to set up to make it worse when she gets hurt. For Batman.
Yeah, to make you care.
Now that they had a relationship, it's even worse.
Well, you guys said it. You felt like it was foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Because he was like, oh, this guy, you shouldn't really get that associated with these villains. They act like they know you. This kind of stuff.
The Edge.
Barbara the Edge. The Edge.
You haven't been pushed to the limit. The Edge. I'm standing behind you. The Edge.
I just like how when he showed up after he was beating up Paris France, and he's looking disapprovingly
he just let her beat him up. He was just looking
at him. He didn't do anything about it. He just looked at it.
Yeah.
Paris France, I really hope he's a villain because he actually messed up Batman. I don't think there are any head mobsters who could say that. Not a normal one, not like Falcone or Maroni.
Nah, that guy that was smoking the cigar, he had Batman on the ropes. He's like, yo, are you done yet?
I just like how Paris France really didn't actually lose. When they were like, oh, you killed the big boss. Do you know what's going to happen? But that never came back to bite him.
That's true.
He
took his father, his uncle's money and stuff. He did all that stuff, but they didn't really get to him.
That's a real villain. He was actually a A-class villain.
He waited for Batman through rocket launchers. I was like, Firstly, how do you know Batman was gonna be there?
And he was still trying to hit on Batgirl even after he got caught.
Oh, that was
I love you.
That was so funny. The scene where she goes up to his henchman and she's like, "Here's the mask he wanted me to wear." I'd be like, "Why are you giving me this? What is wrong with you?"
Ew.
I'm gonna dress up like fucking Batman and then have sex with me. That's
I
mad
think it was a
weird.
Batgirl.
Yeah,
A Batgirl?
Yeah.
Oh, that's still fucking
why she
weird.
had
She was a
hair,
redhead.
too.
She was a
Yeah.
redhead.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I didn't even catch that.
Like, those hookers were very cheeky. Around these mobsters.
You had to have a lip on her.
They're confident in their craft.
But the first half was a completely different story. I feel like, yes, it was there to give a feel for the character, and maybe it was foreshadowing. I don't know.
It definitely made you care about this character more, Well,
It made me want Paris France. That's what I know.
It was
solid
yeah.
cheekbones.
Because, like, for those who didn't read the comic book, this is, like, your first time interacting with this piece of content. So, maybe you don't feel for Batgirl, or maybe you just don't really care about her that much, but this kind of did that, I guess. I already knew about Batgirl, and I think Batgirl's cool, so I already had the connection.
I felt like it did her justice, the first half.
Yeah.
I like how she just gave up the mantle.
Oh, yeah.
She just had sex with Bruce, and then she was like, well, that's all I wanted.
It's because he didn't take off the Batman suit.
That was so weird, though.
Offended her.
That phone call was so weird. She's like, "Do you want my help?" And he's like, "No, stay out of this one." She's like, "It was just sex, Bruce. Let it go."
How can I prove
This
myself?
goes later.
That
would've been funny.
Like, I didn't bring that up.
That would have been funny if he's like, take out your cell phone. He's like, what? And he like, she sends him like a picture of him driving the Batmobile, like with his dick out. He's like, wait, what the fuck is this? He's like, that's the only way you can get back to my good graces. Oh my god.
But leading into like that was the because it felt weird that they had that sex scene. Because again, I don't mind if they did whatever. Batman can slay whoever he wants to, but it felt weird because as we're leading into the next one, as we transition, that's one of the first things. What's his name? Jim Gordon says to Batman. He's when he's coming out of the Joker's care, he's like, "Where's Barbara?" Or like, "Have you seen Barbara?" And like, Batman can only really say like, "Only on a rooftop." In recent events. But let's get into the second half. So the second half is, in my opinion, actually verbatim with the comic, and I loved it. It goes almost panel by panel, word for word. I think it might actually be such. And I know some people had problems with it because they felt like the movie was overhyped because the book had such a success. And no,
yeah, it says Tim Burton on the cover there.
it's just
yes.
Tim Burton's comic.
Yeah, I know, it's
Oh,
his
okay.
review.
He likes it.
Tim Burton's weird.
My whole thing with that is, if you had read the book and you're let down by this movie, by the second half of it, I don't know why. Because with any book, half of the book isn't even as good as you think. Half of the book is based on your own imagination and how you read it, how you personify things. So this is now their interpretation of it, and I think they did everything correctly.
Well, generally speaking, for when comic book movies, when companies want to do an animated representation of their book, your script's right there. You want to do an animated version of a story that you made. Your script is right there. It's right there. When they if you make, they were talking about this earlier. Like if you make X-Men Apocalypse, you can deviate from that and you can make it your own, right?
Yeah.
You're making your own movie. But if you say, I want to make an animated movie or a real life
Like
movie
they
version
specified, they wanted
of the Age of Apocalypse comic, your script's right there. I don't know how you would deviate any far from that.
Well, maybe if you wanted to either fill space or you had to shorten it up, because I know some movies, like some comic books, are like hard to adapt because of how long they are.
Yeah.
So you have to
Definitely.
shorten things up to make it like an abridged version. So I can see that you'd want to deviate in those cases, but in a
like,
case
general,
like this,
like-
the comic, like the source material is pretty short. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too.
it's like it's pretty like applicable for like an animated feature.
I feel like they also had to have that first half be about just Batgirl because the second half flies by pretty quick.
Yeah, I know.
It really does.
The comic, by the way, we're talking about the movie, but I recommend the comic. It's a smooth read. It goes down easy.
Yeah, I like the art.
Like-
a lot
like you-
more,
like you
actually.
Yeah, I think the
like-
art's a lot better than
Like you're drinking a nice cup of
than
apple
that
juice.
animated
So it's like
movie.
I was just flipping through some of the pages, and Batman looks terrifying.
Oh,
First
yeah.
off, he looks terrifying in some of these the what do they call panels?
Yeah.
panels.
Panels.
I think the story in
Get
general
that
is
pop
just
filter
great
for the mic.
because Joker already has such a big fame, and this story does him so much justice. Because Joker is just the rival of Batman. They're always going at it, chaos and justice. But I just love the Joker for the fact, like, you have Ra's al Ghul, you have Bane, you have people who train their entire lives and every martial arts they know, and they're on par with Batman, or they could put up a good fight. And then Joker walks in with like a buzzard on his hand, or like just like a squirt flower on his shirt, and he's like, "Gotcha!" And Batman's like, "I can't beat him." Hijinks is Batman's weakness. Yes, Batman fighting midgets and like Siamese twins, and Batman's like, "I wasn't trained for this. Who are you?"
Because during the movie, you know when Barbara was talking to Jim, like when he was doing the scrapbooking thing.
Oh yeah.
And then they were talking about Joker right before she opened the door.
Yes.
I imagine that the Bane scene when they're talking about him, and he comes in like, "Speak of the devil and hear people." I was like, "Oh shit!"
Why didn't she use the peephole?
Yeah, what the hell's up with that?
Or
She
was
doesn't
there not
got
one?
them.
She doesn't care. I feel like she's been Batgirl so long. She's like, who can fight me?
She is a little cocky.
She just swung open the door.
I guess the way to rationalize why she just did that. I actually don't even remember.
What I love the most is that Joker comes in full apparel in a Taurus outfit and a Polaroid camera, but he has two like henchmen who are clearly thugs behind him.
Like, just in case she whoops my ass, just in case she
He even came through a blade.
Oh yeah.
Blade came through.
Oh, they instantly put hands on Jim Gordon.
Oh, that black guy did look like Blade. You're right. Yeah, that black guy did look like Blade. Okay.
But that was the thing I was talking about, where I'm like, for the people who read the comic and they felt that this movie was a letdown, and I disagree. Because the comic is dark themed, this movie is rated R, but they don't actually show anything. Like, it's hinted or suggested that he raped Barbara Gordon.
This movie is more
If
bloody than it is.
That, no, that's not going to happen.
This movie was more bloody than it was, like, morbid and suggestive.
If you want to see a full-on rape, why are you watching superhero movies?
Yeah, where's the rape?
Why is that what you're looking for? If that's why you watch this movie, it's like, man, I came for this movie for the rape.
But that's my thing. The main argument I hear people having against it is like the movie's hyped because of the comic. Like, people, when this comic first dropped, it was amazing, I'm sure. And because of that, they're like, "Oh, I wanted the movie to be better." The movie went like panel by panel with the comic,
beat for beat.
So I think it was a solid movie on my part.
I think people say this movie's hyped because they hyped it up themselves. You see how people got one, like, it's like Mark Hamill, Kevin Conroy, fucking Bruce Timm. Oh my god, this is gonna be like the fucking shit. This is gonna be like Batman from the 90s. Like, alright, well, you already overhyped it. You set your bar so high.
You know what I think it was? Probably the fact that it was rated R. They were just like, they're about to break all boundaries now.
What's funny is that...
Yeah, rape!
What you expect to happen outside the book? You wanted them to add in some scenes of, decapitations or like a full-on rape scene. Even like Watchmen wasn't like showing people just rape each other. Like, what do you expect? Because honestly,
because what I took from it is like, to say people didn't even know about the comic book at all, and with all the new superhero movies and stuff coming in, like, oh, Batman, everyone knows Batman, and then they're like, oh, there's a new Batman, R-rated Batman movie coming out. They probably had no clue about the comic book. It was like an R-rated Batman cartoon movie. Wow,
they're expecting something.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
Then, they set the bar too high.
Yeah.
Well, I don't blame them. I actually think it was a fantastic job. Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy are a great duo.
Oh no, the dialogue, the voice acting was nice. The animation was pretty good.
It's kind of par for the course for DC animated films.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad animation.
Just fuck CGI.
It wasn't especially good either.
Oh, the carousel,
the blaring CGI.
Oh
is
my
real.
goodness, that carousel was so bad.
Like, the cars are one thing. The cars are like, yeah, that's pretty annoying. But that carousel, what the hell? It looked like it was from like a totally CGI movie. Like, it was not even from this movie.
Oh my god, I felt like I was watching Spy Kids.
Despite that, I'm saying despite that now. But with that, I love that entire fight scene of Batman fighting freaks, because again, it's like he wasn't trained for this.
I would have felt bad, like, oh, these guys.
And then Batman throwing midgets into a pit of spikes.
Yeah, that's
just threw that little guy.
Oh yeah, I was just wondering, did they die?
I have to assume
they're too small. They're too small to get
they like slipped
punctured. Through? Yeah, they're too small to get
Is that how that works?
Did Batman calculate that? I feel like he just threw him down. He didn't care about nothing.
Batman.
Imagine he just didn't see the spikes. He's like, they'll be fine.
But that's what I love. That's what I love, because this movie does Joker the most justice, because it shows how theatrical the Joker is. He really does calculate everything. When he tells Jim Gordon to throw the book at the criminal, and at that exact second, the pop up of
Batman.
Like everything he does is really like. It's weird because Batman's always trying to get in his head, but he's clearly in Batman's head perfectly. And the whole movie, that's the premise, is him trying to almost negotiate with Batman and Jim Gordon to turn to insanity. His main line in the comic is, madness is the emergency exit. And, like, you're just one bad day. The edge away from being me.
The edge, Bruce.
Seems like you want to see people to see things his way.
Yeah, because he's like, when he was explaining, like, all the chaos in the world, he's like, why aren't you laughing? Why don't you get the joke?
And it goes even more with his flashbacks of him being a terrible comic.
Yeah.
It doesn't explain Waluigi and Wario being in his flashback.
Whang, we gotta kill Mario.
I don't know what that was.
It was just so weird when I saw these two thugs in this flashback. I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking to Wario and Waluigi? Who are these people?
I'm surprised they still kept him when the cops came and they're like, we need to talk to you. I'd be like, alright, he's out. He's definitely...
Yo, those security guards were so real.
Oh, for the Ace chemicals, yeah.
They weren't even cops.
Those were SWAT team members, man.
They shot wrecked those mobsters.
They got headshots.
I like how he kills them both, and then Batman's like, no. I want this one to live.
No guns.
You know what's
more
funny?
Shooting.
If you're one of those security guards and Batman's like, stop, the last one's mine. And the last thing you see is that man fall into a vat of acid. You're like, wow, I could have done that.
I was going to kill him too.
I was just going to shoot his ass. Damn.
Swift and just.
But yeah, like, I guess my gripe with this movie, I didn't like the art that much. The only time it really excelled, like the animation and the art in this movie excelled, for me, is when Joker turned on the carnival and he was looking at it. Like, the way it looked, like him rotating his head and smiling, it looked really fucking good.
It was animated really well.
It was animated really well.
Yeah.
With the light shining off his eyes and whatnot, like it was
creepy.
really good. I was really good.
I mean, I like how they kept some scenes like, pound for pound, like when Joker first walks in on Barbara and his eyes are like shining.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was good.
I like how they left that in there.
Really creepy, very foreboding scene.
The only gripe I had, and it goes into what I was saying of like the reader's imagination is sometimes better than the book, but the only gripe I had is the ending of The Killing Joke. Because in the book, it's a little more, I don't know, I wouldn't say cryptic, but I feel a little more open-ended. Like, it's clear that he kills him, that he hangs him.
Or
chokes him, I should say. But in the book, you see, like, the footsteps. I mean, not the footsteps, their feet.
Yeah.
I felt like I didn't really see that in the movie, or I wanted more. And then in the movie, it ends really dark, with there's no music. There's just the credits.
You know what I did notice? Like, how you mentioned, like, they... over here they showed the feet, but in the movie they didn't.
Yeah.
In the movie, like they were both laughing, and then you just hear Batman laughing.
Yeah.
Just Batman laughing.
Well, the scene right here in the comic book that you pulled open, like the laughing is supposed to be coming from both of them.
Yeah.
It starts off that way. At least.
It starts off as both of them, but then it just cuts. The Joker just stops, and it's just Batman like laughing his ass off.
Which just again, like, I think that's why I'm such a fan of this book. Is it does Joker a lot of justice. For him to be a failed comic and him wanting people to see his way.
That was a sad origin, though.
Oh, his origin is terrible.
Oh, sad as shit.
For every, like, comic book hero sad origin story, the villain may have a very similar sad origin story.
They have a reason for their
or what pushed them. Everyone. Maybe not Red Skull. Red Skull's a Nazi dickhead, so it's probably not him.
Lex Luthor was always a dick.
Actually, no, yeah, Lex Luthor, never mind that statement. I take it back. Lex Luthor was always an asshole. Certain cases. Fuck Lex Luthor. Guy's an asshole.
But there's several different origin stories for the Joker, and this is his main origin story and the origin story for the Oracle, because that's what it leads to.
Me gusta.
But like I was saying before, like Heath Ledger's Joker, when he says several different stories showing his insanity. Like, I like this one because Joker isn't really insane in this book. He's not
telling on anyone the story.
Yeah.
His flashbacks are from his perspective.
I think that's even better though.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. He's not lying about her. He's not making up any bullshit about like who he is.
Because that's Batman's whole thing. Batman had prepared the speech, and he repeats it verbatim too, where he's like, "I don't want it to end between us like this. Like, I could help you out. It doesn't have to be this way." But Joker knows very well why he is the way he is, and he refuses Batman's help. Actually,
I think the point of this movie was more to explain his motives.
His motives, yeah.
Whereas The Dark Knight really is not about that.
Well, people whenever they talk about Heath Ledger, they always say like, Like, I don't know, like they enjoyed that point of view of insanity. So that's why, again, I feel like the comic or this movie is really good for the Joker.
He says right here, actually, it says, if I'm going to have a past, I prefer it to be multiple choice.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Right here. It says, if I'm going to have a past, I prefer it to be multiple choice. Because he said, your sister could have been killed by a mobster or whatever. And then over here, he says, I could have been one of those. And then, I guess he didn't really tell Batman what his real origin was. He kind of left it up in the air.
He keeps it to himself, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like he there was no bullshit. He didn't, because as like comic books progress with Joker, the Joker makes up more and more like different reasons or different ways that he became what he is, and like lies and makes up stories and whatnot. But this is like your one chance. Like us as the viewer know Joker's backstory, but Batman will never truly actually know. Actually, recently, I take it back, because he actually does know, but fuck that recent bullshit.
What, the 3 Jokers?
Yeah, that he knows 3 Jokers, but no, fuck that.
I still don't get
Because
it.
DC's just going crazy, but, like...
I like this
It's
Joker
being-
story. It's funny. He's like,
Yeah.
you got a weird shaped head, kid. Put on the mask. Waluigi just trolling him. He's like, I should have been a comic.
He's not wrong.
I would have told him, like, you should have been a plumber. Or, like,
Oh
against
my god. You guys talking about going into the plumbing business? That had to be a reference to Mario and Luigi. It had to.
They look like that in the comic book.
They do.
They
had to
look like fucking Wario and Waluigi is like...
Also, another thing I wish they, like, emphasized in the movie was, like, Harvey's always a dick. I wish they made Harvey more
Harvey
dick.
Bullock? Yeah.
Yeah.
The fat guy.
It's the bat, like...
The fat man.
I mean, he was making puns about people being dead.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
this was something you definitely wanted to see. He's like, what do you mean wanted?
You remember that dentist convention? I think we're in the mouth of it. Get it? Cool choice of words. I was like, oh, Harvey, you haven't changed since the 90s.
It's a knee slapper.
But I'm curious. I feel like I've been going on because I'm a huge fan of this story. How are you guys?
You know what? I'm one of those people that think this is overhyped.
You're one of them?
But I think that's mostly because I think when this came out, it was like new. Like, I think this is like either probably one of the biggest retellings of Joker's backstory, or it might be like the first one. But I don't think, I mean, it's not like it doesn't stand the test of time. I still think it's a pretty good story. But watching it now, I feel like a lot of the better aspects of this was put in like aspects of the Batman animated series or like other Batman movies.
Okay.
So it didn't feel like fresh to me. Like when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, well I kind of know where this goes. Plus, like a lot of the basically biggest moments of it have already been spoiled. Like Barbara being
spoiled.
shot and stuff.
Yeah.
All that stuff has already been spoiled. Even Joker's backstory. So
basically what you're
most
saying,
of it
yeah.
that came up, that like none of it didn't impress me. The Killing Joke did not impress me, which is like that's what I expected, because I was like, oh, this is like Hill is one of the the best Bat stories. It's gonna impress me. Like I was more impressed with like Dark Knight Returns than The Killing Joke.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe not the movie, because I haven't seen that.
Oh, I thought you meant the movie.
Oh, the comic book?
Yeah, the comic book.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you were talking about the movie.
Because the movie might be terrible. I haven't seen it.
The movie's fun. It's with Bruce Grundy. He's so big.
I thought you meant Dark Knight Rises. That's what I heard in my head. I was like, no, wait a minute, fuck that movie.
Wait, big? Is that what you meant? Dark Knight?
No,
Rises?
he
Dark Knight
meant
Returns.
he meant with
Oh,
old
okay.
Bruce,
Frank Miller.
old
Yeah,
Bruce
yeah,
Wayne,
okay.
Bruce Wayne.
That's another really big
Yeah.
Batman story arc.
Like
That's
when I
my
saw that
favorite.
one, I was like, oh, I get why people like really like this. But when I saw Killing Joke, I was like, this has kind of been done before, but it wasn't when it came out.
Yeah, because
No.
this was the first of its time. So what you're saying is that, like, you missed out on it. Like if you would have read this when
When
it
it
first came
dropped,
out, and like before you saw everything, would you think it would be
That
different?
probably would be different.
Yeah, it would like wait like hold.
No, I agree. I feel the same way about Nightfall. Like we all know about Bane breaking Batman's back. Like if they were to make a movie about it, like
If I was around during
You
the
know the
time when
climax
that,
of it.
yeah, if I was around during the time when that comic book came out, it'd be 10 times like hyper for me. Like if I
the
was
movie
an
came out at
avid,
the same time as the comic and like that, it'd be great actually.
but no, what I'm saying is like if I was around when Nightfall came out and I was an avid Batman reader,
Oh yeah.
that would like blow my mind. Like seeing Batman moves, I'm like, oh shit, this is hype,
It's
man.
possible.
It's real. Batman's not God. Holy crap, that's cool.
Because he is now basically.
But like now it's kind of spoiled. Like now before I didn't even know like originally before I was like super big on comics, I didn't even know what Nightfall was. I just knew Bane broke Batman's back. I didn't know where it came from.
Oh, okay. So, Lugo, how'd you feel about the movie?
I liked it. I wasn't surprised. Also, mostly because in the newest Batman game, they
cover this?
Yeah,
they do a DLC.
Yeah, they go through that scene actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they go through a lot. There's a lot of information that.
So you got spoilers.
Game. Yeah, I got some spoilers. So once I saw like a screenshot of this dude with the camera, with the Joker with the camera, I was like, oh snap, it's from there. So I was like, okay. So then after that, aside from like getting spoiled or whatever, I liked that. It was entertaining. I liked it. And I liked it.
So for you, it's like a movie that you've already seen before.
Yeah, but I mean, is that I don't really
pieces that you've already.
Not for
seen.
nothing. Yeah. It's like cartoon. It didn't seem like a movie to me. It just seemed like a show. It was just an episode. Just an episode. So I liked the episode.
No, I can definitely agree with that because it definitely feels like two different stories just glued together. Well, it is two different stories glued together.
It feels like 2 episodes.
And to be fair, they're kind of short.
Yeah.
You separate them. Like one's like 30 minutes and the other one's like 45 minutes.
Like it's hard to rate it by the movie standard.
Like a TV movie.
Yeah. What's crazy though about at least the first, because the second half is obviously with the comic, but the first half with Barbara Gordon I actually really enjoyed, and I think it's a lot better than the recent films the animated films that DC has been putting out.
Yeah.
Oh, like Teen Titans
versus Justice League. Yeah.
Justice League.
Anything that they push Damian Wayne down my throat. I'm
Under
not
the Red Hood.
I liked Under the Red Hood.
Was that good? I heard it was bad.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, that means it's good.
I can see why people don't like Under the Red Hood. It doesn't go exactly with the comics, because Under the Red Hood goes with the story of Hush, and then like they just pull this out of nowhere, and I was like, all right.
To be fair, I'm always gonna prefer the old DC movies and the old Bruce Timm. I just think that stuff looks better.
Because that's your first time viewing it.
That stuff looks brilliant, even now. Go back and watch. I don't know.
There's a movie with Etrigan in it that I really like. I just can't remember its name.
The Mr. Freeze movie, the movie, or the Mr. Freeze episode.
Or Massive.
Yeah.
Like that stuff looks great.
No, the animated series definitely still holds up to this day, and I think it is better than a lot of the stuff that is coming out.
Like the film noir stuff, like how Iceman shows up. I mean, Mr. Freeze, and like his face is like just black, and then just red dots for his eyes.
I see that. All right.
I just love that stuff, man.
It was good. I agree with y'all slightly. I like the old stuff better.
Did you like it?
It was fun, and it was a good movie. It was better than Batman vs Superman. That's right, I'm shitting on it again.
It was better than Batman vs Superman.
I'm not done with that.
It'll never stop. That movie will always be bad. It will always suck. I'll always shit on it.
I don't care if it made money. It's still bad.
It was better than that. It was better than X-Men. It was one of the best comic book movies of this year. That's right.
This is awkward for us. I bet even for the fans or the viewers watching, because they've never heard us not roast something. Our gripes, I feel like...
I mean, like, I could like rip this movie apart, I guess, but I don't feel the need to.
It was kind of weird where Batman was with Barbara and he said, "Give me a moment alone." I was like, wait a minute.
Are you going to make a move?
No, Harvey's like, I don't know what relation between Batman and Barbara. Why did he leave him alone? I'm like, why?
No. Me and do detective stuff. Look away.
Maybe if it was Jim Gordon.
The only part that I felt awkward is because
but he was captured. Yeah.
The only part I felt awkward about that is because they glued this movie with the movie. I mean, this comic with the scene where they had sex.
Yeah.
So I was like, if he makes a move on her, then it will deviate from the comic, and it's gonna be just creepy. I'm like, Batman, she's injured. No.
It was definitely that scene was weird.
What I can definitely say about this movie? Sorry, Junior.
No, I was gonna say, like, let's say she did get raped, and she tells like the doctors, they're gonna have to do the rape test and all that.
Oh yeah, the rape kit.
If this guy Batman busted all kinds inside,
that was I would assume that was weeks before this happened. They were for a job. They wouldn't necessarily show the.
Maybe it was the very next day.
You think it was the very next day? So she quit being Batgirl and the guy immediately shot. I guess she shouldn't have quit being Batgirl.
They should at least put a time skip 2 weeks later.
No. Did you see her jogging?
He gave her. She gave him the suit and she just went out for a jog after that.
There it is.
And got shot.
I thought it was to assume that time had passed because she was like, I guess I can spend my time doing something. And then like it showed her jogging. So
that makes sense. Actually.
That's what she does instead of being Batgirl now.
You gotta stay in shape.
And then fucking walk out of like a cafe and throw a dude into a bush.
That was for no reason. That
guy was like yelling at his girlfriend, and she just lifted him up and threw him like a fucking rag doll.
Well, it was because it was that time of the month. It was. You know,
is that what it is?
That's what it was.
The guy was like, "You're too clingy," and then Batgirl just destroys him for no reason.
Well, he's like, I need space. She's like, how's that for space?
What I can definitely say about this movie, though, it was definitely like a nostalgia trip slightly for me. Just seeing all the old voice actors back in their roles.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Makes me want to watch the old Batman 90s series and fucking Batman Beyond and Justice League again. Yeah. That's definitely when Batman was at his finest for me, like animation. That's Batman at his best. Doing detective shit.
Also, it's Batman before he's like OP. Because Batman's, I feel, is too strong. Again, Batman doesn't make sense because like the Joker, who isn't really trained, is like on par with him sometimes. But now he's just rivaling gods.
Yeah.
Like, wait, so talking about that. Did Batgirl just like really just like put the moves on him? Did he really get beat by her? Or was
he let that happen. He was like, "Yo, Barbara, I could literally kill you." He's like, "I know where this is going, and I'm gonna let it happen."
I feel like he didn't want to fight back. Like he wasn't fighting her as seriously as she was fighting him.
I mean, it just always weirds me out the age limit because.
Now he knew where it was going. He's like, "She's gonna slam me on the floor, and then I'm gonna get some cheeks."
He had it all planned out.
That's what he wanted.
Yeah, he wanted that. Either.
The best part
me.
about that scene was that gargoyle. Because they zoom and it literally looks like he's peering over.
I just like how they moved into the gargoyle.
What are you guys doing?
Like, why?
He was looking.
He could have just faded to black?
No, the gargoyle's like, it's been a while since someone got cheeks up here.
It's the gargoyle from the show Gargoyles. It's like, at night we come alive, and what is this?
No.
Like, usually when you pan to something and you hold that scene for a while, it's like, has some significance. What kind of significance does that gargoyle have?
If anything, I have more gripes for the first part of the movie than I did for the second part. Because Barbara Gordon just did random shit in it.
But it was entertaining.
No, it was entertaining. Yeah. I like Batman doing like his detective work and like checking places and whatnot. Like the scene where he sits down with Joker and that guy's just in there playing cards. I assume Joker's like, I'll give you a large sum of money if you sit there and you stack cards for an hour. Just wait for Batman to come.
What I thought was weird is so like the comic suggests like Joker raped her, and then in this version Batman goes to prostitutes or hookers, and that's not in the comic, but he goes up to them like, where's Joker or whatever, and they're like, he hasn't come here. Usually we're his first stop. And I was like, I didn't know Joker got off. I mean, every man has needs, but like Joker's crazy, and like I'm serious. Oh
shit! And Harley Quinn wasn't around for this. She was made in the animated series. Oh.
So, like, it's weird to Joker even do that, because I expect Joker to be always goofy and doing his antics. It's like I feel like he'd stick his dick in, and then he'd just walk away, and she's like, what's in me? And it's just like a fried banana or something. I don't know.
Fried banana?
No, I like the cream pie.
I think you would have mentioned that, because of Batman. He's like, yo, that was kind of weird, by the way.
Would you mention that? I wouldn't bring that up.
Oh, you know what Jess said? She was just like, because you know how the Joker said the joke at the end of the movie, and then they both started laughing.
Yeah.
She's just like, what if he just goes back to going like, I just heard a great joke.
Or you just keep saying jokes like, before you kill me, I have another one, and another one, and another one. And he just
it's like Bob just got shot by this guy, and he's here sharing a nice laugh.
Well, I would love Jim Gordon to just come up to him naked, like, hey, Bat, what are you doing?
yo, I'm still naked.
I want Jim Gordon to come up to him holding the book that says the law. Look, hold him still, Batman.
I'm gonna hit him with it. I'm gonna beat his ass with the book. I got this.
And Batman will still be laughing and choking like, wait, Bat. The edge! The edge!
Oh my god.
That was the moral of this entire movie, was the edge. The one bad...
Not edgelords, it's just the edge.
Oh, no. No more edgelords.
Oh, no. It was good.
I just thought it was kind of short.
It was short.
That's the only thing that, like... That's the only problem I had with it.
It was alright. I don't know if I'd recommend it over the comic. Because the comic has better art.
Yeah, a lot.
And it, like,
lot
does, like, cooler things with the scenes. Like, this one was kind of, like, directed, like, very, like, you know... It's just like a regular DC anime feature. But, like, the comic book, like, even with the scenes where it's like, ha, 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 and, like, the onomatopoeia, like, twist around the panels and stuff, like, that's, like, some innovative stuff.
You know what was actually weird for me was hearing Kevin Conroy laugh.
Yeah, wow, that was kind of creepy.
Like his voice is very deep and like.
That was creepy.
I mean, I love Kevin Conroy. I even have his autograph. But I'm just saying, like hearing, like when I've read that.
I'll talk about it some more, Gabs.
Guys, I met Kevin Conroy at Comic-Con.
Brag.
I might go back again this October.
Humble brag some more.
Am I name dropping? Because me and Kevin Conroy took a picture together. I'm just
humble brag. More humble brag. Never stop. Keep going.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, guys. We covered this movie. We kind of liked it. We actually did like it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick.
I wouldn't recommend it. I would. Even if you've seen it or read it, the first half you haven't. And
you're right. The first half you haven't.
And the rest would just be nostalgic.
If you haven't watched like a Batman anime series with like Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, and you kind of missed the feeling, and you don't want to rewatch it, you could just watch this because it'll give you kind of a similar feeling, but not like it won't be as good as the original series.
Would you say this is better than some of the other DC animated stuff?
Like I said, the more recent films like Teen Titans vs. Justice League, Son of Batman, Assault on Arkham, yeah, I'd say it's a lot better than them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too.
It sticks true to itself.
Because this is an original,
original comic?
Yeah, because this one's actually, takes from the source material.
I'd say the animation is actually better. I like the way these characters look.
The thing is I don't care if a story goes with... I mean, this one specifically said it would go with the comic, and that's why I had to. But I don't care if a story doesn't go with its comic. Its source material.
Unless they claim for it to do that, I usually wouldn't care.
Because even if you get like an origin story wrong, if you explain it to me, I'll give you partial credit. Okay, that doesn't make sense, but you tried. That's what matters.
Yeah,
I'm here for you.
It's not what matters.
A for effort.
No. No.
They try. You gotta zest it up sometimes.
No.
What are you, fucking Batman? No, Barbara. No.
Lugo, what do you think of this movie?
Aside from it being short, I think it was good. I would recommend it. I would recommend people to watch it. Even though just looking off of at the actual comic, I would recommend somebody to look at that because it really blew my mind. It blew my mind how different the tone of the comic book and the actual animation was on the movie.
I mean,
this is dark.
I think you should be familiar with the characters before you read this book or
That
watch
too.
this movie. Gab, I heard you disagreed with that.
Well, that they should. I feel I don't know. It goes back again with Batman being so famous, like his rogues gallery and his supporting characters are all already famous.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard for me to say you wouldn't be spoiled because it really is you already know all this stuff. But I just think it's that good. The story.
But how
itself.
about for all the Under the Rock people, all the Patrick Star?
If it's Under the Rock, I think it's even better because you get to experience it now firsthand. And like I said again, this story does Joker a lot of justice.
First of all, you have to be under a really big ass rock. If you don't know this book, if you don't know,
this story.
If you don't know that Barbara was shot and not that she became Oracle. If you don't know that she was shot, if you don't know about that singular point in this book and movie, then you're under a huge ass rock because that's pretty fucking big.
But stuff on. What if you're not a nerd?
Yeah.
You play. I don't fucking then fuck you. How about that?
So the things we recommend to you guys is read the comic. I'd say I'd recommend the movie. And we recommend that you stay in touch. We still Twitch. Watch that. Watch our Twitches.
Yeah, do that. Also, real quick.
Watch our Twitches.
Watch us Twitch on the floor.
Watch us Twitch.
You can find me in Central Park at 9 a.m. twitching in the woods.
I'll be with him playing Pokemon Go.
No, seriously though. On a side note, you usually know with Yao when a movie's entertaining if he actually silently watches it.
Oh yeah, that was pretty quiet. You only got loud for the CGI.
Because that's the only thing that really bothered me.
Because when we watched X-Men Apocalypse, we basically almost talked through that entire movie.
But when we watched Deadpool, he enjoyed it.
Yeah,
he stayed quiet.
we silently watched as if we were in a movie theater. That's kind of how you know.
My only problem again was Stanley being a DJ at a strip club. Well, that's it for today, guys. This is the roast session.
Hey yo.
Yo, guys, it's hot as balls in here.
Yo, be easy.
Hey, yo,
It
Ricky.
wouldn't be a roast without some heat, man.
I feel like we're cooking ourselves now.